I wanted to tell you about something that recently happened. So as you know, me and Soph are travelling Thailand. Well, we're travelling Southeast Asia for 9 months, right? We've been out travelling for about 4.5 months now. But the other day, I had an incident where I actually got admitted into hospital. So when we come from Vietnam, where we travelled for 6 weeks, and then we came over to Bangkok. So we were in Hanoi and we had to take a 2-hour flight, I think it was, to Bangkok. And then basically we were meant to get to the meeting point to get a night bus into, I think it's Surat Thani, which is near Koh Phangan. So we had to go from Bangkok all the way down towards the islands because we were going to Phangan for full moon party. A lot of travelling. We got the night bus where we then had to wait for a coach to the pier, and then we had to go on the pier to a boat. Very confusing, a lot of changing. We literally changed, I don't know, a lot. Like it was on and off, 24 hours. Imagine, I didn't get much sleep by this point, so I was pretty tired. And it was a seating up coach as well, so it wasn't even a laying down one. Like you're sitting up for, I think it was 10 hours on this coach. Got to the pier, got on the ferry. Bearing in mind by this point, I think it was about 7:30 in the morning or something like that. On our way to Koh Phangan, there's coffee. Have one, me and Soph like look at each other, should get another coffee. Alright, we're gonna have coffee. Get a cup of boiling hot water, and the chair in front of me was like leaning back like this. So I've like leant forward and pulled the chair and smacked this boiling hot water up and burnt all the side of my face, which was bad. Like, I was proper scolding. I had to go and like in the boat, I was flicking water on it. Didn't have a first aid kit. Really helped me when I was asking for a first aid kit. They was just like, don't understand, and all this kind of stuff. So, and I was literally in the toilet splashing water on my face, trying to get water in 20 minutes so they didn't like, scold me. I had a mark on my face for like a week, so that was pretty bad. But so I had that situation when we first got to Koh Phangan. Went to Koh Phangan, so we spent the whole day with our friends. We were chilling, had a few drinks, went out that night, had a few drinks. Woke up the next day, got some food like near our hotel. There's like a really cheap food place, like 50 baht a meal, which is so cheap. So always go there, been there before, we're in Koh Phangan, we always go there. Never had food poisoning or anything like that, it's always been fine. And I think I had a massaman curry, which is basically just chicken and rice with some vegetables. Standard, right? Thailand standard food. Get on the moped and we went to the beach. I went in the water and I was like, starting to feel a bit sicky. Like, I went out drinking the night before. I didn't have like a lot, but I thought, it might be the alcohol not sitting right with me. When I sat back down and I just felt really hot, like I was getting really hot, and obviously I'm in like 30-degree sun as well, so I was like, this is probably normal, I'm very dehydrated. So I went and sat in the restaurant, went and sat at the table, and I felt myself like shivering, I felt myself shaking, proper, like I started feeling really rough, and I'm never sick, I'm never ever sick, but I started feeling really, really sick, and then I was getting like cold shivers and that, and obviously it's like, I'd say 30 degrees, so that's not normal. So I'm sitting there and I felt like my head was like down. I couldn't lift my head up, felt really, really weak. So I text Soph and I was like, can you come over here? So she come over and she was like, you okay? And I was just like, I really don't feel well. Even talking is like making me feel like really weak. Like, I just felt really, I didn't even want to talk, I didn't want to have a conversation. I just felt really like rubbish. And I was drinking water, trying to hydrate myself. And then I thought, as the water was going in me, I thought, I think I'm all right now. All of a sudden I got this massive feeling of sickness again. And Soph was like, "Should I go to hospital?" I was like, "No, give it a minute, because I might just be literally dehydrated." And I started being sick, so I started vomiting. This guy come over and like lifted my head up like this, like, I need to go to the hospital, like something's not right. And the guy there was just like, I'll call you a taxi. On the way there I was sick again, and I was just like, this ain't good, like something's not right. And I thought it was because I burnt my face, right? So I thought it was that. That's what I thought in my head. I was like, I've given myself some sort of poisoning or something. Who knows, you just don't know. So I got to the hospital, straight away there was like the emergency section. So I'm in the emergency section, feeling proper rough at this point. They took some blood from me and they gave me an injection, like an anti-sickness injection. It didn't work, I didn't feel any less sick, I still felt proper sick. The samples came back and basically they said I had gastritis. It's basically like bacterial infection of the stomach. And that's why I was sick. They said to me, do I want to stay in the hospital or do I want to go back to my hotel? And I was like, well, am I okay to go back to the hotel? Like, can I go? They was like, yeah, you can go, we'll give you some tablets, give you antibiotics, you'll be fine like in a couple of days. Like, I was like, okay, cool, I'll go. And then she was like, okay, get up then. And I'm just like, I'm like held over in pain, like so much pain. I'm still feeling so sick, so weak. And I was just like, can I just lay here for another 20 minutes? And she was like, no, you need to go. Like, you can't have a bed here unless you like want to pay to stay the night. I was like, okay. So I got up, walked out of the accident emergency, sat straight down, 5 packets tablets they gave me, like anti-sickness, antibiotics, hydration tablets, like the lot. Soph went and said, oh, wait, go get you like a cake. So I'm sitting there like feeling awful, like I couldn't move, like, I couldn't go in a taxi or go home, like, I felt terrible. Soph comes back with a cake, I then take a tablet, started eating the cake, like I had like literally like 3 bites of this little cake, 3 tiny bites, and then I was just sick again instantly, like started throwing up. My mum was like, coming accident emergency again, so back into accident emergency again. And then she's like, do you want a bed now? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to have a bed, I can't leave. So they put me on the drip straight away, it went in my hand, drip me up, get some fluids back in me, because obviously I was sick like 3 times, and I was sick a lot, it was so much sick, like not good. Then they took me to the room where I stayed the night. I was proper out of it. A good 14 hours. I'm really bad. I could barely look. I couldn't even look at my phone or anything. Like, I was not well. During this time, they just kept me on the drip. I was in a lot of pain. I was like, I really need something for the sickness, because they wouldn't give me the antibiotics that the doctor gave me in tablet form, because they were saying that would make me sick. So I had to wait until a doctor come around to see me. Bearing in mind this was like 7 p.m, 6 p.m. and the doctor wasn't coming around till 11 a.m. next morning. So I had to wait there just to see a doctor to see what they wanted to do about my antibiotics. And they've given me this medicine, this little red medicine, right, like a drinking one. I smelt it and I was like, that's gonna make me sick. And she was like, no, you'll be okay. I just drank it, I was just sick straight away. Like, it was so strong in my stomach. It was awful. I don't know what it was not good. So I didn't keep that down. Bear in mind, by this point, I've been sick 4 times. Yeah, it's pretty scary because I'm in Thailand. The language barrier with the nurses is a bit tough, but luckily I had Soph there. If I was by myself, I don't know what I would have done. Like, honestly, it was pretty bad. I've only got a fan in this room as well. There's no aircon in this room. At first we were sharing a big wall fan. I'm doing temperature for 2 hours. There was like, you got a fever, you're sweating. I was like, yeah, no, I'm laying here miserable. Have you got another fan for me, please? So she went and got another fan for me. They were good. The hospital were really good. Considering I was just on an island in Thailand. I was just in Koh Phangan, I wasn't in like a big city or anything. Anyway, waited till the morning. They come and brought me some food round. I think I had like a few bites of some rice. I started feeling a bit better in the morning. Yeah, so the doctors come around and basically said to me, if I take antibiotics, I'm just gonna be sick. And I didn't want to be sick again. Like, I've been sick a lot over this time. I was kind of done with being sick. So she put the drip on. Straight away, as soon as I had that, within an hour, I literally just felt like so much better. I said to them, can I go? At first, they was like, no, you're here tonight. And this was like, I think it was like 4 p.m. or something. I was like, no, I'm not here tonight. Like, the doctor said I can go. And she was like, oh, let me check. And she checked and the doctor had said that I can go. So I managed to get out. I had to go back in every day to have the fluids in my hand, because once you started the course, that's it, you need it. I went to hospital. I had the 3 days of the medicine, which I didn't drink a drop of alcohol for like 6 days. Didn't go near it, just completely stayed off, like cleared my body out. The other night, when my first night drinking again, it was my friend's birthday here, so we had quite a few drinks in the daytime. But at night time, I started feeling a bit rough again, so I don't think my stomach's quite recovered from it. You have got to be really careful because these things can be quite dangerous. But I'm feeling alright now. This was 4 days ago now, so I haven't had it since. So fingers crossed, I'm all recovered now. I should be on the mend. I think all in all, it's cost about nearly £250. I think my insurance will cover it. I think I've got to pay £100 excess. Obviously, when you're in a foreign country, you don't really want this sort of stuff to happen, but it can happen. Unfortunately, when you're traveling, you are just eating at all different kinds of restaurants. You can only go by TripAdvisor. This restaurant, I've eaten there loads of times. So if it was that restaurant that made me ill, I'm quite surprised because it's been fine every other time. Yeah, you've got to be careful out there. Not that this one could have been avoided, but I just wanted to make this video just kind of talk about it because I know a lot of people go travelling and they are worried about it. It's happened to a couple of people I've spoken to as well. Like, we've got a lot of friends out here and stuff, and people have said, oh yeah, I ended up in hospital a few months back and it was the worst thing ever. Like, it's the food and it's the water and stuff. So just make sure you're drinking your bottled water. Make sure you're drinking bottled water. And try and just check TripAdvisor and just look if there's any recent reviews, how people have reviewed it, because that's probably the best way you go about it. But sometimes you can't avoid it, unfortunately. Stay safe out there, guys. But yeah, if you do like these kind of videos, let us know in the comments, because we're changing up the way we're doing our videos now. We're going to try a bit of a different style. So if you do like these kind of videos, let us know. But make sure you hit that like button, comment below, and subscribe to our channel if you want. If you want to follow our journey, it'll be great. We'd really appreciate it. Peace.